Tina here. Welcome to Tina's Yoga Room. We're gonna get a nice yoga workout today with this intermediate level class. You might like blocks and a strap for this since we're gonna work towards some balancing and some binding. So if you don't have a block, something like a low stool or a very fat book that can bring the floor closer to you will work. If you don't have a yoga strap, a thin towel, a dish towel, a bath towel should do just fine. So we're going to begin seated in this exact shape, sitting back on your heels. Hands can rest on the tops of the thighs. Roll the shoulders out of the ears. Take a breath in through the nose. And sigh that air out. Breath in through the nose. Breath out of the nose. Nice steady inhale and exhale. And then we're gonna lift the hips just a bit off of the heels and let the feet shift over towards the right, and then you let the hips rest right back down. Let's take an inhale to reach the arms up overhead. Left palm is gonna face the ceiling, right hand circles that wrist. Inhale, reach up, and an exhale to dive over to the right. So notice if you are facing your body down to the mat, and instead try to lift it up towards the ceiling. And keep that left ear pretty close to the left arm. The inhale takes you back to center. You can separate the hands. On the exhale, take your twist to the left. Right hand drops down. Left arm can reach back or wrap around the small of your back. If you need more support, tent those fingertips down. Take that inhale to come back to center, and we'll find the counter twist. So straighten the left leg, bring your right foot into the inner thigh. So you've got your seated tree pose. Once again, arms sweep up on the inhale. This time we'll twist to the right. Left hand comes down. Again, right arm can stay reaching, wrap around the back, or even tent down. Activate that left foot. So you're pressing out through the heel. The heel might even lift off of your mat. Take that right hand behind you, ground it down, left arm up, and take a big inhale to press those hips high to the ceiling. Left arm reaching back. Exhale those hips down. Face forward. Let's straighten that right leg for a beat, give a little bounce. Then scoop under those thighs. Let's come to a Navasana boat pose. Focus on the chest pressing forward, keeping the back nice and flat. And then you can add on by straightening those arms if you'd like, or even straightening the legs a bit. Exhale to tap down, hug in. And then roll yourself forward. So hands are gonna come to the top of the mat, and you'll step back to your first high plank pose. Take a breath in here, spread those fingers nice and wide. And exhale, let's go to chaturanga. Bend elbows, lower halfway. First upward dog, pause here for a moment. Press the tops of the feet down. Press the backs of the knees to the ceiling. Heart is forward. And down dog, exhale, those hips nice and high. So you can half step the feet in and then start to pedal out the dog, sway the hips. Move around in any way that is comfortable and releasing. And then start to pause at center. And then let's lift the heels, breath in. Bend the knees, look forward on the exhale. Inhale, hop or step, feet to touch. And then exhale, take your fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up. Sweep those arms, Urdhva. And exhale, hands heart center, Samastitihi. So we'll warm up with a sun B. So one breath per pose. Breath in, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, take your fold. Inhale, you can prepare to hop back or take your step back. And exhale, low plank. Upward face, breath in. Downward dog, exhale. Right foot steps forward. Let's drop that left heel down. Breath in, come up, warrior one. And then ride the wave, exhale, back down. Inhale, stepping plank. Exhale, low plank. Upward dog in, downward dog out. Left foot, step it forward, drop back heel. Inhale, sweeps up. Exhale, right back down. Stepping back, plank, and exhale, low plank. Inhale up, exhale down to breathe. Slow the breath down, set the gaze. Inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees, look forward. Hop or step, top of mat, inhale. Exhale, fold. Chair pose on the inhale, rise up with bent knees, and then Namaste. Exhale everything at center. Let's take a breath in to sweep the arms up, and an exhale to forward fold. Set those feet a little wider, bend the knees, take elbows in a ragdoll. You can offer some movement here, a heavy releasing of the head. And then look down, palms to the mat. A breath in again to either step back or prepare to jump. And then jumpers, you're landing in low plank, exhale. Inhale, up face. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's return knees and shins down to the mat. Rest the heels down. Take a moment to gather the breath. And let's let those feet go over towards the left. Drop the hips back down at center. So the feet can be pretty close towards the body. Breath in, reach those arms up. Now let's have right palm to the ceiling. Left hand circles, inhale, reach. Exhale, dive left. So you can lift your gaze up underneath that right arm and also bring that ear closer to the arm. Inhale, center, release the bind. Exhale, twist right. Left hand down, right arm opens behind you, tense or wraps around the low back. Use the inhale to come back to center. And we'll start by straightening the right leg out and then shifting that left foot to the inner right thigh. One more inhale to reach the arms up. This time the exhale is twisting left. Right hand cuts down to the leg, left arm opens or wraps. So set the gaze somewhere behind you. Lower that left hand down at the back of the mat. Let's reach this right arm up as well as the hips and reach right arm back, hips to the ceiling. Lower back down. Let's face forward, straighten that left leg to release the knee. And then one more Navasana boat pose. So you can scoop up underneath those thighs, chest forward. Scooping under the thighs and staying, or extending arms, extending legs. Big breath in and exhale, release by tapping down. Let's roll yourself forward. You can spring back if you'd like into your low plank, otherwise take your step back. And exhale, low plank to upward face and downward facing dog. Let's float left leg in the air. And take a moment to bend the knee, stack the hips, press the knee a little higher. You can even draw some circles with that knee, release the ankle. And then look forward and let's take a step. Left foot just inside that left thumb. Set up your base for high lunge. Keep that back heel lifted and float up on the inhale. Let's exhale to take a twist to the left. That right arm is going to open straight out in front of you as that left arm extends back. And then you could have that right hand come to the outside of left thigh. Keep lunging into that left knee, but lift the chest so shoulders stack over hips. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, and exhale, drop that back heel into your warrior two. So soft gaze over your front fingertips. Straighten that front leg. Hands to hips, left toes dial in and right toes dial back. Find your warrior two for a moment facing back, and then we're gonna switch to a high lunge facing the back of the mat. So pivot onto the ball of that back foot as the arms sweep up, and you might need to walk that right foot a little wider. Hands to heart center, soften that back knee. And then on the inhale, let's straighten both legs, sweep the arms up over, and exhale again, bending both knees. Inhale, straighten legs and reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach up and pause. So let's revisit high lunge, bending that front knee. Open to your warrior two again. And now we'll take it further to side angle. So glide out, right elbow down, left arm will reach up and over. Be sure to be pressing that pinky side edge of that left foot down. And if you want to take it a little further towards some core work, that right arm can float out in front of you as well. And then inhale takes you back up, warrior two. Let's straighten the leg, right toes in again, left toes facing forward. Shorten the stance a bit, heel toe the foot in, thumbs dial up, triangle pose. Press the hips back, reach that arm out in front of you, and then right arm up, left hand just light inside that leg. Breath in takes you right back up. Rebend that front knee and exhale, windmill all the way down. Step back on the inhale, plank pose, and exhale, low plank chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, and exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Let's stay on that left side, float left leg in the air, and then exhale, step that foot forward. Let's drop the right knee, let the back toes untuck, check in that left knee is over the ankle, and then we can sweep those arms up on the inhale. Cactus the arms, 90-degree bend, hug your navel in, and then breath in up. Exhale, spinal extension, little back bend, heart lifted, hips low and forward. Inhale yourself forward and then left hand to thigh, right hand all the way down. Left toes can angle wider. Breath in, grow tall, and on the exhale, your twist is left. You can work further towards a bind here by reaching left arm back, possibly picking up that back foot. And then let's release. So the hand will come down, left toes face forward again, Tuck the back toes under, come off of that right knee, and now we're gonna sweep up to your high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Hands to hips, straighten that front knee and let those left toes pivot in. So you're set up with parallel feet. Let's kick the heels in. We're gonna set up for goddess. Starting with the arms, cactus those elbows again. We're going forearms touching and then right underneath if you're taking the eagle wrap. Once you've got your arms in your bind, bend at the knees. So the weight here is shifted towards the heels, tailbone straight down. Breath in, take a lift up, gaze rises as well. And on the exhale, curl in. So elbows in, gaze down. Inhale again, lift up and back. And exhale to come forward again. And we'll go twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come right back up. Let the arms go nice and wide. Hands to hips, straighten those legs, and kick the toes in again. Breath in, long spine, and on the exhale, we'll fold all the way down. Hands to the mat. Long spine, and then exhale, find your fold. So now the weight shouldn't be resting just at the heels. You should have weight evenly distributed between the feet. Inhale to find arms back underneath the shoulders. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, rise up. Let's let those left toes pivot forward. Now the right foot is going to come in, shorten up into your Parsvottanasana. So right toes are at about 1 o'clock, hips are squared forward. Breath in, arms go wide. Exhale, either take the elbows or bring the palms to touch. Breath in, long spine again, lift up. And exhale, lean out and fold over left leg. On your next inhale, come to about halfway, so you're somewhat parallel with the mat. We're gonna keep the arm bind you have and come into your warrior three from here. So you can bend into that front knee to float off of that back leg, and then try to work 2 straight legs with those right toes facing down. Let's come up to standing, feet touching, sweep the arms up to release your bind, and exhale, hands to heart center. Let's step the feet about the width of your mat, and a breath in, reach up. On the exhale, we'll sink the hips down to a Malasana squat. So I usually like my toes to angle out a little more. Elbows can gently press against inner thighs, and you sit up tall. Now let's place that right hand down out in front of you, and the twist we've been doing building up. So left arm up, reach it all the way back, and wrap it around your low back. Feel this left shoulder peel open. And if you'd like to go towards a full bind, this right arm goes out in front of the shin. Then you have to flip the palm to face up and then reach around. So if there's no bind, you can just work towards it, but don't lose the lifting of that shoulder open behind you. And then release what you have. Let's plant the hands out in front of you. So we're working towards your Bakasana crane pose. The knees are going to either come to the backs of the arms or the sides of the arms. Take a little lean out. You can play with one foot lifting at a time, or maybe both at the same time. And then you can jump back or step back, find your plank to low plank, and upward face, and downward facing dog. Let's inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees, look forward. Hop or step, breath in, and fold, breath out. Up to stand, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. So a standing balance with a figure 4 starts off looking like your chair pose. Let's have that left ankle come to your right thigh. So stand up tall, breath in, and then on the exhale, you press the hips back, a little more bend into that standing leg, and feel that opening for your left hip. Stand tall on the inhale. Extend left leg, give it a little circle, and then land it down. You can pedal out the feet. And here's where we're going to come into that big toe bind. So if you're going to use a strap or a towel, you can grab that now. Left hand to hip. Let's float that right leg up into the air. So if you've got a strap, you are finding a straight right arm. Everyone can pull that right shoulder back in space. And now we'll take the B variation. Let that right leg open to the side. And then release that left arm in the opposite direction to help counterbalance. Here's where we're gonna work further into a fold. So keep the bind if you've got it, and just take a little lean out. So you could go towards parallel, maybe looking down towards the mat. Pause where you're at. Keep that right leg in the air, but bring hands to heart center. And then hands come down. Float that right leg back to your warrior 3. And then land that right foot all the way at the back of the mat. Hands come down. Left foot steps back, high plank. Let's go side plank. So heels towards the right, left arm will float up. Press the hips higher and reach that left arm all the way beyond the front of the mat. Now let's look down, left hand to the mat, and go straight to downward dog and shorten it up. So you can walk the feet in a bit more. Now take that right hand, thread it underneath, find that left leg, and give yourself a turning twist. So gaze underneath left arm. Now here's where you could go a little further towards a bind. So you'd get lighter on that right foot. I usually need to look down. That's what helps me best. You work on lifting, floating that right leg in the air. Further, you bend into that knee, and that right hand could try to make a bind of that foot. Release what you have. Both hands down, both feet down. Walk the hands backwards to the feet. Take your peace fingers. Loop big toes, breath in, heart forward, and exhale, a well-deserved forward fold, Padangustasana. Inhale to find straight arms. And then exhale, just tent the hands out in front of you. So now we're going to float that left leg behind you. And now we're going to stack left hip on top of right. Half moon, left arm can float up overhead. And a very similar shape to what we were just in, you can bend that left knee and the left hand could reach around for a bind. If you'd like to get lighter on that right hand, bring the hand up to your chest. And then we'll all release whatever you have. 2 feet down, 2 hands down. Give a little pedal out. And then option to walk it forward to down dog, or you take a vinyasa and walk out to plank. Exhaling to low plank. Inhale up, downward facing dog. Let's now take that right leg into the air, three-legged. Stack the hip, bend into the knee. So you're lifting that right knee high. You can draw some circles with the knee and the ankle. And then look forward. On the exhale, let's step right foot inside your right thumb. Set the base up for your high lunge, and then reach those arms up on the inhale. Let's exhale into the twist, so turning right. Let's open those arms up like a T shape, so reaching front and back. And then you can slice that left hand across and keep the gaze and the right arm back. Inhale, forward high lunge. Exhale to drop the back heel into your warrior two. So just a simple warrior two, gazing forward, keeping that knee pressing open. And now let's bring hands to hips. Straighten the front leg and set those toes in. Left toes will face back and find that warrior two. So from here, we're going to pivot onto the ball of that back foot, shift that right hip forward and sweep the arms up. Again, that left foot might heel toe a little wider. So you've got your high lunge facing back. On the exhale, hands to heart center, we're lowering that right knee. Inhale, straighten both of the legs and reach up. Exhale to soften and lower. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, pause. So let's rebend into that front knee and find your warrior two facing back. Once you've got your base, let's build it into side angle. Glide out, left elbow down, right arm reaching up and over. If you went one step further on the first side, you can release that left elbow from thigh and straighten the arm so that both arms are framing the head. Breath in, warrior two. Now let's shift the legs. Hands to hips, straighten left leg, let those toes come in, pause. Right toes face forward again. And then heel toe this back foot in so you're setting up triangle pose. Reach the right arm out long and then exhale, left arm up. Breath in takes you up. Exhale, bend that knee and take that windmill down. Right foot steps back, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And so we'll stay on that right side, right leg can float into the air, and then take the exhale to step that right foot forward. Left knee will come down for your low lunge, and then your inhale, those arms can reach up. Let's find a bend into the elbows, cactus the arms again. Keep the hips nice and low, but then lift the heart up, extend the spine. As you come back to center, right hand to thigh, left hand all the way down, and you can angle the left toes wider. Let's get into the shoulder by reaching that right arm all the way up and back. And then you can go further by lifting that back heel and making a bind. Keep that left hand working so that that shoulder is nice and active. then 2 hands to the mat. Drop that back leg and let the right toes reface forward. Back toes flip under to lift that knee, and we're coming all the way up, high lunge on the inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. So we're just going to set up for that eagle pose. I'm going to hop around so that you'll see the front of me. Hands to hips, straighten that front leg, and right toes come in. So you've got the parallel feet to start, and then you kick the heels in. Let's find goddess arms, take them in, and it's left underneath the right. So really reach those arms away from your face, and then add the bend in the knees. Let the toes be really light here. Breath in, lift the elbows and the gaze, and a breath out to curl at center. Inhale again, lift up and back, and exhale, curl in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, center, pause, let those arms go wide. Bend the elbows once again so you're in your true goddess pose. Press those arms back, sink the hips an inch deeper. And then straighten arms, straighten legs, lower hands to heart center. Toes can face in again. Let's take C variation, arms wide, breath in. Exhale, take the interlace behind you. Breath in to lift long, and exhale to fold. Let the knuckles press high, so that gets the shoulders away from the head. Checking in again that there's weight evenly in the feet. Breath in takes you up halfway. Exhale, hands to hips, and then the inhale takes you all the way back up to standing. The right toes are going to shift to face forward again. So you'll come into your Parsvottanasana. The left foot comes forward and feet are about a leg's distance apart from each other. Arms wide, breath in. Exhale, take elbows or reverse Namaste. Breath in to lift, and an exhale with a very small twist over that right leg. Again, keeping the shoulders out of the ears, having a long spine. Thinking about lifting and pressing the tailbone to the ceiling. And then rise about halfway, coming to flight from here. So you can bend into that front knee, float the back leg, finding warrior 3. And then all the way up to standing. Feet to touch, let's sweep the arms on the inhale, and exhale, heart center. Step the feet wider to set up for round 2 of your Malasana squat. Breath in takes the arms up. Exhale, the hips low. So to start, let's let the hands come all the way down out in front of you. Walk them out and let the head release, chin to chest. Some space for the upper back. And then walk those hands closer to you. Keep the left hand down, but the right arm's going to reach up and back. And then wrap around the small of your back. So again, gravity wants to let the shoulder fall in. Really try and peel it open. If you're going towards a further bind, that arm goes in front of the shin, wraps around, and you might feel the fingers touch. Or maybe you can take a full bind, holding onto hands or wrist. Unravel yourself and the hands forward. So you can definitely work on crane pose if you would like to do that, but I'm going to prep you into Bhuja Pidasana, so another kind of arm balance, your shoulder pressure pose. So to come into Bhujapidasana, I would lift the hips a bit and the hands are gonna walk to the back of the mat. So the hands are gonna go as close to behind the feet as you can. Now, as you sink the hips back down, that's when the hands can get really grounded. So you can sit here kind of rested on the arms and you can float one foot at a time in the air, or you try to pick up both feet. And if you've got both feet, try to cross the ankles and squeeze those shoulders. Now, some of you who want the fancy exit, you would release, kick yourself back, or you can just set the hands out in front and take your step back plank to low plank, up dog, downward facing dog. And then inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees, look forward. Hop or step on the inhale and exhale, fold. Come all the way up to standing, breath in, and Samasthiti, breath out. Let's start with that figure 4. So bend the knees. Let's take that right ankle to left thigh. Really let that right hip open out, and then you add a bend into that standing leg. Right foot is strongly flexed and your heart is lifted. Use the inhale to rise back up, straighten that leg, give it a spin, and land it down to a pedal. So with the hands at the hips, let's go towards that big toe pose on the other side. So if you've got your strap or your towel, you'll use that. Let's take that left foot. So bind that left big toe, straighten that leg, get a stretch for the hamstring, but mindfully pull that left shoulder back in its place. B variation is we're gonna open that leg wider. Let the arm go in the opposite direction. And here's where we build that fold. So you could take just a little lean out, or you work towards parallel. Now here's the good bit. Keep that leg lifted, hands come to heart center. Bend that standing leg to bring the hands down. Transition to warrior 3, so you're releasing that hip. Step that left foot back. Right foot meets it, high plank, side plank, heels to the left. Right arm is gonna float up and then reach all the way past the top of the mat. So hips are nice and high, arm is extended. And then go straight to plank and dog, hips high. Shorten the dog up by a step. Left hand now threads underneath to find somewhere along that right leg. Gaze can fall underneath right arm. Working a two-legged dog here, so looking down might help your balance. You step that left foot back and try to float that foot a little higher. If you want to go further, you bend that knee and you work towards that bind where that left hand would take a hold of the ankle or the heel. Then let what you have go to dog. Walk the hands backwards. Set the feet hips distance with the toes slightly angled in. Lift those feet. Let the palms go underneath the feet for your Padastasana. Breath in, forward. Breath out to fold. Feel free to shake the head about. Release tension in the jaw. And then look out in front of you. Let's release the hands, tent them down out in front of you. Now we're gonna float that right leg back. So it's your supported warrior 3 with hands down. Stack the hip coming into your half moon. Going a little bit lighter on that right hand, you reach it up. And working the bind on this side, you bend right knee and you try to take a hold of, once again, that ankle or the heel. full balance, left hand comes to heart center. Bound half moon. Release what you have, both hands and feet down. Take a fold of your choice. Ragdoll, reverse ragdoll, arms are behind the legs. You could take any of the toe binds. Hands could also clasp at the back of the head. And then let's release the hands down. Once again, you can choose to walk out straight to downward facing dog, or you take it to your high plank and vinyasa to low plank and upward dog and downward facing dog. Now we're going to come through to seated. You can hop or slide through and then come all the way down onto your back. So we're going to do a round of bridge pose just to open up the front of the body from all the binding we did. Toes slightly in, so you've got the parallel feet, arms down by your sides. Breath in to press the feet down, and on the exhale, those hips lift up. You can also try to lift your chin a little bit more to bring space in the throat, and the hands could interlace underneath you. Then lower those hips back down. Bring the feet to touch, let the knees splay out to the sides. You can bring a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly, or let those arms go out wide in cactus once again. Now we're going to hug that right knee into center and straighten the left leg long. If you like to use a strap, for this, you can find a strap here. Otherwise, you can take that big toe bind once again. So right shoulder should be pressing down towards the mat. It shouldn't be lifted very high up. Left hand can help guide the left leg down. Press the right heel to the ceiling. And just like standing, we'll take the B variation. Keep pressing left hip down as you extend that right leg to the side. Gaze could also go left. Come back to center. Keeping a straight leg, you can let the right hand go. Left hand either takes the strap or the outside of that right foot. We're gonna let that leg now drop all the way off to the left. So it may or may not drop down. If it comes all the way down towards the mat, see if you can draw it closer to the top of the mat, like where your head is. And then the gaze can go right. Bring that leg back up to center. Just hold behind the thigh for a moment, circle out that ankle. And hug both knees into center, give a rock and roll side to side. We'll take that directly to the other side. So the right leg goes long, the left leg into the air, find either a strap or a toe bind, and that right hand guiding right leg down. Opening the hip, so keep that right hip grounded with the hand, and then let the left leg open. Bring that left leg back up and let's swap right hand to strap or the outside of that foot. Now let's take that leg across the body. Left arm opens to the side, gaze can follow. And then let's pick that leg up back to center, hold behind the thigh, give some movement around to the ankle and the toes. And then hug both knees in. So take a rock side to side, really press the low back down. You could also draw little circles with the knees to get into the sacrum. Scoop behind the thighs, take a good 2 or 3 rocks. So really get a nice massage for the back. As we come through very final vinyasa, you can jump or step back. Exhale, take your low plank and up dog and downward facing dog. So final downward facing dog. Notice if this one feels any different from the very first one regarding the backs of the legs, the calves, the heels, the hamstrings. And then let's look forward. Once again, hop or step to sit. Come all the way down, and final pose could be a happy baby or a simple hugging in of the knees. Take a good 2 to 3 more breaths here. And then begin to let go of the breath, let go of the body. Find your Shavasana shape. Take up as much space on your mat as you would like. Close the eyes. Come out of the mind. Take a breath in. A sigh out. Enjoy this rest. Come back to the breath. Find some small reawakening movements for the body. Shift the chin side to side. The arms can stretch behind you and the toes forward. Take a big breath in and a slow breath out. Curl the arms around the knees again. Draw nose up towards the knees. Squeeze in. Let's end class on the right side of your body. Take a few breaths here. And then slowly come on up to a comfortable seated position. Palms can find heart center. Take a breath in. Let it go. Namaste. Thanks for joining in this intermediate class. Check out some of my other videos. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video, and send me a comment. What would you like to see in future classes? I am most inspired by my students. So somebody requested plow. I'm gonna put plow in a class. Somebody requested this 60-minute vinyasa, so here you go. Subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified. I release between 2 to 4 classes every week. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.